All right, so all right, we can go ahead and move on. I only got a couple of new joints for the music that I want to go over. So my man Dave East, I heard a new joint by him called "Rich Problems," and if y'all don't know, man, y'all better go check Dave East out, man. He was signed by Nas, and Nas ain't trying to sign nobody who a slouch. So
Yep.
this dude rapping his ass off. Plus, he already getting into acting. He was in the Wu Tang Saga.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? So yeah, my man did his thing in there. Played Method Man. So yeah, his new joint called Rich Problems. DJ Premier, I heard a new joint by him where he got West Side Gun on the joint
Oh,
called
nice.
Runaway. Yep. And so you already know, what I mean? DJ Premier, West Side Gun, you can't go wrong with that. And speaking of the controversial stuff, Eminem dropped a little response record. You know what I mean? It's somebody else. It's a dude called Easy Mill.
Yeah.
And Eminem got on the joint and he threw some shots at the game since the game had been talking junk about him. And he threw shots at Melly Mel since Melly Mel was talking about him. So it's funny to me though, a lot of people are mad at M for responding. Now, Melly Mel been popping off about Eminem for almost a full year now. You know what I mean? And the man just, you could tell he was trying to let it ride. And now he like, okay, I got to say something and defend myself. You know what I mean? So now why y'all mad that he responded? So, of course, Melly Mel came back with his diss song. So, we going to go ahead and, matter of fact, jump into that. But the Easy Mill joint with Eminem, it's a cool joint. I like it. I'm not really a big fan of Easy Mill, but I've heard the name thrown around, and he got the new school flavor with him. He does a lot of fast rapping too, and he does singing. So he kind of got that full on new school flow.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I'm glad he got on the joint and put Eminem on there, and I think Eminem's response to me was valid. You know what I mean? What did you think about Eminem? Did you hear his response?
Yeah, I heard his response. I didn't really hear the Easy Mill part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think he was taking shots, and really, to me, it wasn't as hard as him could have went.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was definitely like if it was anything, it was a tap.
But yeah, and I think M is very strategic with that. I think he did that on purpose.
Yeah, it was a very
I think he was just
time.
like, look, let me just address it, lightly address it, and then if y'all want to go full war, we can go full war. Now, with that being said, Melly Mel has released a full-on response where he did like a whole song about Eminem. So I don't know if Eminem's actually going to respond to that, but I think that's kind of a weird space for me. You know what I mean? Do you battle the legend to prove your point, or do you let it ride? And seeing as though you've already addressed it. So let's go ahead and make that our first topic. You know what I mean? Melly Mel has responded. I've seen some YouTubers reacting to the song, and a couple of them saying like, it's not good because he still got this old school flow. He sound like the radio announcer. He's still doing that. So they like, the lyrics is cool, but you got to lose that old school touch about you, which I can understand. I think that's hard to do when you're a person like Melly Mel.
That's his trademark.
Right, that's kind of his trademark, and so it's hard to do that because he didn't like continuously keep rapping over the years and dropping music. I think if he would have kept dropping music, he would have probably evolved a little bit more. But because of the fact that he kind of just put music on the back burner, I think that's the way his heart is. He can't help but rap like that.
Well, that's what Kool Moe Dee was saying.
Yeah.
And the God in the Mic.
Yeah.
Seriously, he ranked Melly Mel high. Especially for what he did. I mean, you can't take away the accolades of what Melly Mel did.
Yeah.
But he didn't really, like you said though, he didn't really do a lot because it was almost like, that he didn't transition well.
Right.
And that's one thing that Kool Moe Dee was saying, like his transition was kind of, but like as far as, what he did, like what he did in that space, yeah, like he was that dude. But I mean, even back then, like if you go listen to those, some of the people that was rocking back in the day, had that rap style. You know what I'm saying? When they were coming out in 87, 87, 70, 87, 88, like you ain't competing with Kane and LL. You ain't competing because that's where everything is at. I mean, I ain't trying to, and I'm not trying to diss those guys for making legendary records, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? They elevated when Run DMC and all them, the style had changed.
Right.
Run DMC, Public Enemy, the Big Daddy Kane's character, the style has changed. It elevated.
Yeah.
And that's why that era, the golden era, 86, 87 came along. That was kind of like the bridge between, way rap was then to the way it is kind of now. It's still, because I think we still feeling the effects of that 87. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We still feeling the effects of that shit.
I agree. Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, y'all let us know what y'all think about that in the comments. But Melly Mel, he has been saying a lot of stuff towards Eminem over the past. He said stuff in Vlad interviews. He said stuff in other interviews, and he said stuff like, I think might have been Vlad that asked him, if he could beat Eminem, and he was like, yeah, easily. You know what I mean? It's like, I get that a lot of people don't like the fact that Eminem is highly rated, but he's white. You know what I mean? And I get it. The hip hop was created by us as people of color, but that don't mean that somebody else can't be good at it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
My
yeah.
man's Eminem, he gets that for a reason. I mean, even the goats in rap call him a goat.
Well,
So-
I'll even put it like this: someone else, because that's one thing I can give to M too. M's knowledge of the hip hop history.
Yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
listen, bar none, he the dude.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing, when influence of rap influence of hip hop came through with LL Cool J. When LL Cool J sat down with Eminem, that was his first guest. Man, I'm telling you, I could have heard that for hours.
Yeah.
Them talking about M was like, yeah, man, I was just a fan of hip hop. Like I was a fan of Cool J, I was a fan of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like he understood, like he's like, yeah, man, I just like this. And then LL Cool J was like, yeah, man, I ain't talking about I'm white, I don't even exist. And talking about, and you up there rapping my word, man, I shit on myself. And I couldn't believe.
Crazy, man.
So I like seeing that in the humble, but at the same time, nah, man, when you an MCing
Yeah.
and you rocking, that's what you do. You got man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Eminem, he honestly, he gave birth to a lot of these white rappers like the MGKs and the Asher Roths, because when they see him, you can tell that lets them know, oh shit, white boys can do it too. You know what I mean? Let's get out here and do our thing. So, Eminem is responsible for a lot of that. But, I give Eminem a lot of credit because he is a genuine fan of the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
He loves it, and he has nothing but pure intentions with it. He always admits, I'm a guest in this house. I understand my people didn't create it, but I love it so much that I've mastered it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's mastered.
He buy old tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tell yeah, man, I buy tapes.
Yeah, man. And, he's you can tell he just sits there and soaks it up. You know what I mean? So I can't be mad at him, but I don't know about Melly Mel just making it seem like he would easily just wipe the floor with him. You know what I mean? If you got out there and put them in a real battle, which we're gonna see where this goes, but if they full out battle, I mean, if people take one side or the other, it's only because they're more of a fan of that one person.
Facts.
So
And
people who take Eminem side is because they're mostly Eminem fans. They're younger. People who take Melly Mel sides because they may be older and they just remember him being one of the greats. So no matter what he say, they'll still say he won. You know what I mean?
that's the thing. If you know what I'm saying, Melly Mel, you know, some of these old heads, it's really sad, man, because they look very bitter.
Yeah.
And it's really tarnishing their image. When you at that, like at the level that Melly Mel, even MC Shan, y'all are really supposed to be like the ambassadors. Y'all really, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like, and again, shout out to, you know, because I don't want to, you know, say this, but I mean, he made a good point. Pharaoh said that. Well, I sent that to you though. It's about 5 hours. I can't, you know, we can't sit down 5 hours, but
yeah,
some of the points he was making is like, well, if I'm the guy that started it, and then you know, I may not get paid as much, but you know what I'm saying. But everybody else flourishes that picks out back on it and flourishes after me.
Right.
I still won.
Right.
Because I'm the guy that started it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm look like gonna talk about, like talking shit about the people starting it, that's, you know, continuing on. Like if everybody stopped rapping, I wouldn't be relevant.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, even like what Cool J was saying with Ice-T, you know, they had their little beef. I mean, but you know, that's one thing that Cool J was saying, like, look,
yeah.
Ice-T, I need you. We need each other. Even though like at the time y'all might, you know, we was beefing. But see, that's what I'm saying. But they were equal peers.
Right.
I don't think you should, when you older artists, you coming through and then you trying to you know what I'm saying, beef with someone that's in it, you know what I'm saying, to continue your craft, that looks bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you know, I love Melly Mel, man. I love him to death, man. He is one of the pioneers in hip hop, and you know, he's a great master lyricist. But I do feel like he was trolling a little bit. I feel like he was, you know, kind of gaslighting a little bit, you know, just trying to bait Eminem into this, because it's like there was no reason for you to just constantly keep calling this man out. You know what I mean? And then it's funny because in the response that he made, it's almost like he's flabbergasted because Eminem said something about him. Like, oh, you know, where did this come from? You know what I mean? But you've been poking the bear all this time in interviews, and on your own channel, you've been saying stuff about him. So it's like, what did you expect him to do? You know, so to me, it just seems like you were trolling and gaslighting. Like, yeah, I want to say something, that I'm gonna get a response, and then that way that'll prompt me to have to respond back. And then it's like, it almost makes you look like the victim. Like, oh, Eminem just came out of left field and attacked Melly Mel. No, he didn't. He was responding and defending himself. So, you know, I hope that it doesn't go any further. To me, I just don't want to see two iconic rappers get into a bitter feud unless they keep it, you know, on a civil level, hip hop, where, you know, they acknowledge, you know, this is just WWE. You know, we just wrestling. You know, we playing around. Mm-hmm. But it, you know, it seems like Melly Mel's a little more in his feelings about it. You know, like he just really just don't like Eminem for some reason. So, you know, if you can take that out of it and just say, hey, you know, let's see what happens, I'll entertain it. But
well, that's the thing too. That's the other thing too. It ain't just Eminem that Eminem was rapping for too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even with like Method Man, Jay-Z, like all those, you know, Meth was like, man, because he did. I think I don't know, it was Matt Harper. But Method Man was like, man, you know, I want to be a fan of Melly Mel, but Melly Mel makes it hard to be a fan because he's downing everybody else, and it's like, dude,
right.
You should be, if you the top dog and you started, you should be like proud.
Yeah, just be proud of that. You know what I mean, and let it go. You ain't got to keep pointing out stuff about other people.
Yeah. Now, when you're in the arena and the booth, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can come out this, yeah, that's cool if you're in the arena. But like like in public and in interviews and stuff like that, that just make you look bad. Just like with Shan with that Nas thing, man. That was
Yeah,
that was
man.
hard to watch.
That was just crazy.
That was
to me,
hard
man.
to watch.
It was, man. It was really hard to watch, man. I just felt some kind of way, man. But it is what it is, man. I feel like Nas is not gonna like diss Shan. Nas got too much integrity for that.
Yeah.
I feel like Nas ain't even gonna say nothing. You know, I think Nas is just like, all right, cool. You know, that's how you feel. I won't mention your name. I won't put your name in my mouth. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like I said, Nas was the one that hooked him up. You know what I mean? On the bridge 2001, you know, where he could have left him off. You know, he acknowledged Shan. You know, like you started the bridge. You know what I mean? Situation. You put Queensbridge on the map. You know, between him and Roxanne Shante. You know what I mean? But so it's like, come on, man. What's the big deal? Right.
And going back to the Eminem thing, the only problem. You know, my thing of it is like this. My problem ain't with Eminem. I think what bothers me is that you got the people that are Eminem fans that, you know, go after Melly Mel, like, oh, he's old and and just say stupid shit and don't know what the fuck they talk about when it comes to like the history and all that stuff. I don't like that, but like M himself, like doing what he did. Nah, he was in his right to do what he did. Yeah, I mean, we got to call it what it is.
But yeah, all the Eminem stands, man, don't go after Melly Mel like that, because y'all don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Let these two grown men, you know, figure it out, and we'll go from there. But y'all ain't got no reason to be trying to cancel somebody like Melly Mel, because that's all y'all know how to do is press buttons. Let's cancel this guy. You know, who is he? You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, let it go. That's not your place. So,
sorry,
didn't he do that at the end of his song?
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to really. I heard like a couple of bars.
Yeah.
But
he actually did that at the end of it, I believe. Yeah. It was almost like he was like, you know, I started this.
It's like,
what did you think about the bars he did that you heard a little bit? That you heard?
the bars he did was. I mean, as far as like listening to them, they was all right. I think it would be great if they were in the 80s, but come on, man, it's 2023.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, first when they put it out, I mean, it was like a small snippet, but you know, they put out a little more of an extended version where you actually hear him do a full verse and a hook, and so you know. I pretty much agree with what you're saying. You know, it's cool, but it's made for the 80s. You know what I mean? And so
I'll tell you what, if Cash had their Grandmaster Cash had a problem, he would have done that shit.
Right. Exactly.
Cash can rap.
Yep.
Yeah, Grandmaster Cash.
Yeah, man.
Cash can
we
rap.
didn't get into that because that's a whole nother story right there. Because
Cash
was nice with the pen. You know what I mean?
Cash is nice.
Penmanship.
So,
all right. Well, y'all let us know what y'all think about that. You know, Melly Mel joint. You know what I mean? Put some comments in. Let's get a conversation going. Anyway, all right. Next topic. Want to give a shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They are considering making a street after them. There's a street that they always mention in their songs, East 99. Yes, sir. East 99. And so that street, because they kind of made that street famous, they are considering also naming that Bone Thugs and Harmony Way. So yeah, let's give them some claps on that. I hope it does get approved, you know what I mean, just to memorialize them as a group. And they represent, what is it, Cleveland, I believe?
Cleveland.
Yeah, they represent hard, man, for the Midwest, man. So I love that about them. But yeah, and then let me move on. Let's talk about the Jamie Foxx situation. I kind of want to throw that out there. Jamie Foxx was recently accused of anti-Semitism because of a tweet that he did. You know, tell everybody a little bit about that.
So basically, the tweet went. I don't know if it was particularly at any person. I think it was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say anybody when he didn't imply that it was anybody. He said they killed Jesus. They killed Jesus. What you think they're gonna do to you?
Right.
That's it.
And
Right.
you know, he pointed out that he wasn't talking about nobody in the community, you know, the Jewish community.
Yeah.
He was just saying about fake friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Now, what killed me was damn Jennifer Aniston liked it, then unliked it, and then she was like, I don't know what, I forgot what the fuck she said. It was so stupid. I'm so done with that.
Yeah,
bitch.
I heard that she said
I'm
something
done
about
with
it
that bitch. Man, people be like, oh man, she's up. Man, fuck that bitch, man. Cause man, she lost me. She lost me when the whole pandemic thing going down started separating people. And it's just like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Like, that's how you feel. You fuck you.
Yeah, some people are like that, man. You know, it is what it is, man. But you know, I just think it's foolish that, you know, y'all are accusing Jamie Foxx of anti-Semitism just because of that. I mean, I'm glad he came out and clarified, you know, that he, because I saw that he had brought it up and said, you know, I was just talking about fake friends and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, why did he even have to come to that?
Well,
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna present a challenge. Since y'all are upset about that, what y'all need to do, the people that's in your country, especially the Christians that are preaching about Jesus Christ that y'all locking up, y'all need to let them out.
Yeah, exactly. Let them on out.
Yeah, let them out.
Let them on out.
If he can't say that, y'all need to let my man, you need to let them out.
Yep. I mean, it's like you can't even say anything that mentions that J word without being accused. You know what I mean? It's like no matter what you say, if you say that word, you're anti-Semitic.
Mm-hmm.
Something is wrong with you, and I just think that's foolish. You know what I mean?
And and really, it's crazy. Why just them?
Right.
You can talk. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now you still got to deal with the nation, but if you can talk about Arabs all day.
Right.
You can talk about them all day.
Yeah.
But they're technically Semites.
Yeah, they're Semites. You know.
By their definition,
Yeah.
I'll put it like that.
Black people.
Because they ain't really. I won't get into that. But,
Yeah.
By their standards, they Semitic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It applies to the Jays, to the Arabs, to the black folks, anybody who spoke those Semitic languages.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So, you know, all of that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of hearing about everybody getting called anti-Semitism or anti-Semites.
yeah.
With you know, and they didn't even say the J word. They said the other
They
J
ain't
word.
saying
He said Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
You don't talk about Jesus. You don't talk about Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
But you know, it is what it is, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about that, man, because I think that's foolish, man. I'm not gonna put Jamie Foxx down like that, especially after what he just went through. I'm glad that man's still alive. You know what I mean?
Man.
So